Hey guys, it's Generalkidd here. How is everyone doing today? So, for today's video, this is going to be more of a PSA or public service announcement actually, because a lot of people keep asking me this question and wanted me to look into it and explain to them what happened exactly with this question. And that question we'll be tackling is what really happened to Bungie Favorites on Halo 3 and Halo 3 ODST. So for those of you who don't remember, Halo 3 had a really cool feature where you could take screenshots in theater mode, make film clips. You can make your own custom forge maps or your own custom game types, and all that you could upload to your file share. You could share with other people. You could download other people's stuff, and if Bungie really liked your content enough, they would actually post it on Bungie Favorites, which you see right here. And actually, I'm pretty sure if you made it to Bungie Favorites, you got recon armor back then on Halo 3, but that no longer happens because around 2012 when Bungie stopped updating Halo 3 stuff, they never touched Bungie Favorites again, and that last set of Bungie Favorites stayed the same for like 6 years straight almost. And it was pretty much like a little bit of Halo 3 history preserved until recently on April 1st 2018. Bungie Favorites was updated again, and as you can see here, it was a really odd update at the time on a really odd day. It was on April Fool's Day, and they saw that everything on Bungie Favorites was by the same author, Oni Section 3. So people had a lot of crazy theories at the time about what happened. There are quite a few reasonable ones and a few outlandish ones, because not only does this affect Halo 3, because this also affected Halo 3 ODST. And Halo 3 ODST had the exact same features as Halo 3, but on Bungie Favorites, once again, it was all changed to Oni Section 3. So, first of all, who is Oni Section 3? When people looked up that gamer tag, which doesn't exist anymore, it seems. I tried looking it up again today, and I couldn't find it, but the screenshots are still there, posted by that author, Oni Section 3. But at the time when people looked it up, and I do remember looking it up myself at the time too, it was just it looked like a barely used gamer tag, like a throwaway gamer tag with like 10 gamer score on it with like one single achievement. And because of that, and because of the timing, on April Fool's Day, people thought that whoever had the Oni Section 3 account was like some hacker that hacked into Halo 3 and ODST and messed with the Bungie Favorite stuff and posted their own stuff to troll or whatever reason, because it was April Fool's Day. Other people have more outlandish theories, like it was an April Fool's joke from 343, which actually could be reasonable too, but seemed kind of far-fetched. And the more outlandish theories out there was that 343 updated Bungie Favorites because they were gearing up to release Halo 3 Anniversary or something like that, or some other crazy Halo 3 related stuff. But yeah, so obviously Halo 3 Anniversary never came true. But what really happened? Well, this clip you see here, this was recorded by somebody named Aniladon or something like that, and it's actually floating around on the internet and it was shared at a few places. But that's like the last film clip that people could find that showed the original Bungie Favorites. I believe he recorded it like a few months before April 1st when Bungie Favorites was changed. Unfortunately, I couldn't find anything with ODST's Bungie Favorites before that was shut down. However, alright, so time to answer the big question. What really happened to Bungie Favorites? Was it really hacked by somebody? Or was it like a troll? Or was it like a prank by 343? It's none of the above, actually. The answer is a lot more simple and, I guess, official, I guess. So, Sketch from 343 actually did address this question on the Halo subreddit. Somebody actually asked what happened, and he did give an official response. But not too many people saw the response, so that's why a lot of people were still asking me recently what happened to Bungie Favorites. And, people were, rightfully upset that because a lot of people thought that some hacker messed it up, and they thought some troll, ruined some Halo history. But no, that's not what happened at all. What really happened is actually GDPR. GDPR is this privacy law that was enacted by the EU earlier this year. And it's a privacy law where, I guess in a nutshell, it's where if somebody requests their data to be removed from the internet, then corporations have to comply. So like if you ask Facebook to delete all your data, then they have to delete all of it. So how does this affect Halo 3? Well, according to Sketch, this is related to privacy policy updates. What's happening is if somebody under GDPR requested that they wanted their info removed from all of their products and services at Microsoft, then their whole gamer tag and all content associated with that gamer tag would have to be purged on their servers. So if somebody on Bungie Favorites who was featured wanted that information removed, then technically 343 could go back and remove it on Bungie Favorites and then change it on a case-by-case basis. But according to Sketch, those services, the systems behind Bungie Favorites, are called legacy services. It's a lot more cumbersome, to quote, and basically it's just too much trouble to have to potentially change things on a case-by-case basis. So what they did, instead of having to wait for it to come up and then go through the trouble of changing it, then replace it with something else, they just decided to replace it all with something of their own creation. So that's why only Section 3 is somebody at 343, obviously, someone on their internal team, and I guess all they did was just, take a few random screenshots, make a few random film clips, a few random maps and game types, and just throw it up there just to fill it in. It's not, they didn't select anything from the community as far as I know. It's just there to, have something there. But they're not, going back and going to update Bungie Favorites anymore. It's just there so they can avoid any issues with the GDPR law from the European Union. So that is literally what happened to Bungie Favorites on both Halo 3 and ODST. It was nothing malicious or anything. It's not a hacker. It's not a troll. It wasn't even a prank or anything. I mean, yeah, the timing was weird, April 1st, because it's what caused a lot of people to come up with these theories. But no, it was just GDPR, the privacy law. And understandably, it is easier for them to take this approach. But it is unfortunate that they had to remove that, because it is like the last bit of Halo 3 history and ODST history as well. Some community screenshots before Bungie left Halo forever. That being said, the history is not all gone. Bungie Favorites, even though it's not there on Halo 3 anymore, you can't check it on any version of Halo 3 on Xbox Live, it does still exist somewhere. The last batch of Bungie Favorites is still preserved on Bungie's website. On Bungie's website here, every Bungie Favorites ever made for both Halo 3 and ODST are actually still preserved and archived on Bungie's own website, on the Bungie Favorites page. And you can see here, this is the most recent batch, actually, from 2012, their last batch, in fact. All the screenshots are still viewable here, including ODST screenshots. And you can even check the previous Bungie Favorites from all time, from every year that they've ever done it. It's all archived on this website here, on Bungie's page. Unfortunately, even though the film clips, map variants, and game variants are here, because Bungie's no longer actually connected to Halo 3 anymore, you won't be able to use their website to download film clips or maps, I'm pretty sure. I don't think it's linked anymore. It's all just there for archival purposes. So, unfortunately, because 343 removed the Bungie Favorites on Halo 3 and ODST, these maps and game types are pretty much lost forever, unless you can find people that saved them on their own gamer tags and are willing to share it on their file shares and so on. But, that's the only way you'll be able to see them, just the screenshots. The rest, you need to find somebody. Now, what about Halo Reach? Some people might be asking. Well, Halo Reach, like Halo 3 and ODST, did have file sharing features and a file browser. However, even though you could share your files, and I'm sure Bungie had some favorited screenshots and other content on Halo Reach, there was no Bungie Favorites for Halo Reach. There was a recommendations section, which I guess recommends you maps and game types and other stuff based on your preferences or based on other stuff you viewed. But it's not Bungie Favorites, so it just shows you stuff that it thinks you might be interested in, and therefore I'm I'm guessing that the Halo Reach's system is a lot more streamlined and modernized compared to Halo 3 and ODST. So should a GDPR privacy request come up at some point, it would be easier for 343 to remove it from Halo Reach rather than from Halo 3 and ODST. But that's speculation on that part. But you know, Halo Reach, it's not affected by this entirely. But yeah, so that basically sums this all up. It is a shame that GDPR forced them to have to remove all the Bungie favorites, but fortunately some of it, at least the screenshots, is still preserved on Bungie's website. And if anybody else out there has like all the game types and maps from at least some of the Bungie favorites saved on their profile and have it on their file share, feel free to post your gamertag in the comments. And if anybody wants to check out some Bungie favorite maps and game types, you know, hit them up and just ask to like get it from their file share or something like that. It's pretty cool, like what content people made and Bungie liked back then. Because like I said, I'm pretty sure if your content was that good that Bungie liked it, you probably got recon for it. But yeah, so that hopefully answers all your questions about what happened, what really happened with Bungie favorites on Halo 3 and ODST. And like I said, just to read it one more time, it was not hackers, it was not a prank or anything, it was not in preparation for Halo 3 Anniversary, which is pretty obvious by now. It was just to comply with privacy laws, preemptively at least. Alright, so hopefully you guys found it to be interesting, and if you enjoyed this video, as always, make sure to leave a like. And if there's anything else you want me to check out, or any other questions you want me to tackle, you know, or anything you want me to look into, just, you know, let me know in the comments, and like I said, I'll do my best to look into it, as always. But other than that, make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys next time. Bye, guys.